Hello, good day, everyone. I hope everything is going well with you. And I welcome you back to our subject purposive communication using English in multilingual context. And I hope that you are in a comfortable seat wherever you are watching this pre-recorded video. Okay, let's start with our lesson. Lesson 3. So we are done with our lesson 1, which is all about the communication and globalization. Lesson 2, the local and global communication in multicultural settings. And now our discussion or our topic is all about the lesson 3, varieties and registers of spoken and written language. Okay, sige. Let's start with our learning outcomes in our lesson 3, varieties and registers of spoken and written language. Our first learning outcome is to demonstrate understanding of the concept of the varieties of English in Asian context. Second is to discuss the importance of varieties of English in both oral and written context. Third is to demonstrate knowledge about the concept of register and registers of English in spoken and written language, and use the appropriate register depending on the communication situation. Okay, so let's start with the varieties of English or ang mga uri ng Englishes. Di ba? Mana siya? So we have world Englishes or WE, W-E. So WE, or also known as variety of English in class. WE actually stands for localized varieties of English as they are used or spoken in written areas. In the Asian context, the concept was introduced by Bra Kakro. Again, in the Asian context, ang WE, the concept was introduced by Bra Kakro. And the famous 3 concentric circles of Asian Englishes. So ato na siyang ma-discuss today, ang concentric circle of Asian Englishes or kaning world Englishes. So the famous 3 concentric circles of Asian Englishes attributed by Kakro presents the 3 circles. First, we have the inner circle, the outer circle, and the expanding circle. So mao ni ang 3 concentric circles of Englishes. We have this expanding circle. So mao ni ang mga countries belong sa kaninga circle. We have China, Indonesia, Korea, South Africa, CIS, Caribbean countries, Israel, Nepal, South America, Zimbabwe, Egypt, Japan, Saudi Arabia, and Taiwan. And the countries belong to outer circle. We have Bangladesh, Kenya, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Ghana, Malaysia, Philippines, Tanzania, India, Nigeria, Singapore, Zambia. And the countries belong to the inner circle. We have the USA, the United Kingdom, Canada, Austria, and New Zealand. Okay, atong i-discuss each concentric circle. Start with the inner circle. The inner circle with ENL, or ENL stands for English as a native language member countries. Sorry. Example countries belong to the inner circle are as follows: USA, UK, Australia, Canada, and New Zealand. So this inner circle, it represents the traditional basis of English, dominated by the mother tongue varieties of language. Okay? Wala siya ang inner circle. Kundi ang English daw nga language mao ang ilahang mother tongue. So mao ni ang mga countries nga gagamit og English as their mother tongue. USA, UK, Australia, Canada, and New Zealand. Next circle, we have the outer circle. The outer circle with ESL, or ESL stands for English as a second language member countries. So these are the following countries: Bangladesh, Kenya, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Ghana, Malaysia, Philippines, Tanzania, India, Nigeria, Singapore, and Zambia. So ang English language has been institutionalized or established as an additional language sa kaniyang mga following countries. Okay? Kaniyang mga following countries. Kumani sila. Mao na ang outer circle. And the last circle is expanding circle. The expanding circle with EFL. Ang EFL, muna siya ang English as a foreign language member countries. So these are the examples of the countries nga EFL. China, Indonesia, Korea, South Africa, CIS, Caribbean countries, Israel, Nepal, South America, Zimbabwe, Egypt, Japan, Saudi Arabia, and Taiwan. So the expanding circle, it includes the rest of the world where English is used as the primary foreign language. If we say a foreign language, it is a language not commonly spoken in the country of the speaker. Okay? Mana siya ha? Ang expanding circle. Again, sa inner circle, unsa to? ENL ilang gigamit. Sa outer circle, ESL ilang gigamit. Sa expanding circle, EFL ang ilahang gigamit. So kani unsa man ni siya nga circle? English as a foreign language. Okay, that's right. That's expanding circle. How about this? English as a native language. Oh, sige. That's inner circle. And how about this? Asa na bilong ang country nga Singapore? That's right. That's belong sa outer circle. And how about the English as second language? Kita. Okay, nata sa outer circle. Don't be confused about that. Next. It is then to be understood that people have different linguistics and cultural backgrounds. Making intercultural communication is significant variable in communication. And if we say linguistics, it is the study of language and structure. Okay, muna ang linguistics. Next. Let's see how these varieties of English within the same speech community differ to each other. And let's start with this. According to Bautista and Gonzalez, year 2006, the structural characteristics of these new varieties differ because of the mother tongue or home languages of those who learn or acquire English. Even the terms of social features. Differences can also be highlighted in that there is a continuum of Basilic, Mesolec, and Acrolec varieties of English within the same speech community. And now let's see how these varieties of English within the same speech community differ to each other. And let's start with the Acrolec. Unsay Acrolec? Mo na siya ang Acrolec. So the Acrolec comes closest to the standard, or it is the most prestigious dialect or variety of a particular language. It is used, again ha, Acrolec, it is used especially in the study of Creole. If you say Creole, mo na siya ang color white, color blue, dili na siya inana. Creole is mo na siya ang natural language, like for example, kanang family language. And that is Creole. Again ha, ang Acrolec is the most prestigious. Next, we have the Basilic. The Basilic decreases thoroughly from it and comes closest to the Pidgins. So, unsa nang puning Pidgins? Asa tong Creole? Mo to siya ang asa tong Creole? Kalimot na. Unsa Creole? Crayons, dili crayons. A natural language, mana siya ha. And ang Basilic, mo na siya ang Pidgin, mo ang Pidgin, mo na siya ang it is a it is a language used for trade. Trade between speakers of different languages. And also Basilic, it is a less a less prestigious dialect or variety of a particular language. Kung si Acrolec ang prestigious, si Basilic ang less prestigious. Next, we have the Mesolec. The Mesolec, or the middle variety, is a midway between the Acrolec and Basilic. Kung si Acrolec ni, dinhi si Mesolec, and dinhi apod si Basilic. Midway si Mesolec. Mesolec ni dinhi si Acrolec, and dinhi si Basilic. Okay? Midway si Mesolec. So Mesolec is a variety of speech that is a midway between Acrolec and Basilic. Yeah, mana siya. Dapat dili maglibog. Next, according to Bautista and Gonzalez, again, they use the term idolex. So nasa lagi apas nga idolex. So usa ang idolex? So idolex for these varieties resulting from certain types of education ascertained by social class, but are conveyed or transferred by the kind of instruction of the school system, especially for those coming from higher income families and or better educated classes. So in short, ang idolex mo na siya, it is a type of education ascertained or to find or learn by social class, and that is idolex. Next, outer and expanding circle. In terms of stress, I really hate stress or stressing in English field. Okay, in terms of stress or stressing and rhythm, they observe syllable timed rhythm rather than stress timed rhythm. Like for example, Nigerian says success for success. Di ba sa mga movies nato makita ng mga Nigerian mistorya kay pakalit ng pinakaunang syllable dira ilahang stress. Success. Di ba? For success. And Indian and Nigerian says recognize instead for recognize. Di ba? Recognize. Di ba? Saon dyan nila pagstorya instead for recognize. Pareho dyan ng kuan. Ceremony. It's not ceremony. Ceremony. Ana na siya pronounce daw. So dapat speakers of outer and expanding circle do not make any changes in their pronunciation to make distinct between nouns and verbs in pairs. So dapat ay ginatawag nga mga voiceless plosives. Monas la ang mga consonant sounds that are formed by stopping airflow. And that is voiceless plosives. And we're di na tamo go deeper about that thing. Okay? Mano siya. In terms of sounds, they do not observe initial aspiration of voiceless plosives such as pa. Mano siya. Nana na siya pag-pronounce, ha? Next, the inner circle. In terms of stress, inner stress and rhythm, inner circle countries observes, as in the case of import and import, import and import. They do not utilize contrastive stress for focusing. Contrastive mo na siyang mga different stress for focusing. If you say stress also, it is how you are going to pronounce a word, and a rhythm mo na siyang repeated pattern of sound. Next. With respect to lexicon here, mo na siya ang a word nga gigamit in language by a person, if I'm not mistaken. Again, with respect of lexicon, vocabulary words peculiar only to some English varieties in Southeast Asia can be noted as seen the following sample. the Singapore English, the Philippine English, and Malaysian English. So let's start with the Singapore English. So in Singapore English, aksi, it means show off. Missy, nurse. Chop, rubber stamp. Marikina kids, youngster who spend their leisure time at or around Marina Square, a shopping center. Graduate mothers or graduate well-educated married women, encouraged to have more children and accorded certain privileges in Singapore as compared to non-graduate mothers. So, mana sila sa Singapore. In Philippine English, we have deep, puristic, or hard to understand. Kung di ba? Kadip pud anang imuhang istorya oy, o di ba? It's hard to understand. Stick, mana siya cigarette. Papalitan ako stick. O, cigarette ay pasabot ana. Ka-high blood ba nimo? O, si high blood dili na siya sa blood pressure ha kundi sa kung tense na siya or upset. Next, blowout. O, pag blowout na po din ha kay birthday nimo. O, di ba? Ano na siya? Motel, a hotel used for premarital or extramarital affairs and many more. O, modo na ang motel ha. Next, we have from Malaysian English, antilog, a male hated by a girl. Mana ang antilog. Di na mo si kaog mga silog. Kaya basig ma-hate mo sa mga girls. Popcorn, a loquacious person, very verbose. Next, katsang, mana siya ang peanuts or easy. Kakatsang pud sa kuan oy, kakatsang sa purposive communication o easy ra kayang purposive communication. Kaslumber ba sa purposive communication oy, very relaxed lang yun sa purposive communication. And many more. Mao na siya ha. Singaporean English, Philippine English, and Malaysian English. And now let's proceed with the language registers or registers of English. So when it comes to language variation, the terms genera, register, and style are often encountered. According to David Crystal, year 2008, define registers as a variety of language and defined according to its use in social situation. Like for example, are registers of scientific, religious, and formal English. And he added that varieties of language defined according to the characteristics of users and is given classification in field, mode, and manner of discourse. So if we say language variation, it is concerned, it's not concerned, it is considered important in language teaching. To this end, ang registers is understood as the context specific variety of language and associated with the organization of situation. And also, if we say genera, it is a category of artistic composition of music, drama, or literature. And style, muna siya ang distinctive appearance. Okay, I hope that's clear. Let's discuss what is field. Field may be analyzed in terms of the social setting or environment or even context and the communicative purpose in which text is produced, and that is field. Next, we have tenor. Tenor may be described in terms of the rules required of the writers and readers, including the cultural values shared by both, and that is tenor. Next, mode. What is mode? Mode could be explained in the light of the knowledge of other texts required of speakers or listeners and readers as regard the genre, including the formal text features, and that is the mode. Hindi na nato na i-explain kay it's sabotable. Mapaingon nila sabotable. Understandable na siya. Language registers refers to the formality of language which one speaks. Ang language registers. And formal registers is used in formal speaking or writing situation. Malamang because we are talking about formal. And it is likewise used in professional writing like project proposals, papers, position papers, and business letters. And we have also a legalese, or legal language is highly characterized by archaic expression, mga sinaunang mga words or mga dili dayon masabtan nga mga words, or a very old or old-fashioned na mga word. And legalese also, it is a formal and very technical of legal documents that is often hard to understand. Like for example, kana mga terms sa mga lawyers, kana mga terms sa mga doktor, o di ba lisod kay nato sila it is often hard to understand. And text or language of text. Text is muna siya ang abbreviated form of language and used in texting, instant messaging, and of course chat room, and that is text. Okay, and that's the end of our discussion in unit 3, lesson 3 discussion. Okay, thank you so much for watching this pre-recorded video, and if wala na sabtan, please rewatch this pre-recorded video. Thank you, see you next time, keep safe.